The night was unusually still, a heavy silence pressing down on the world. In this profound quiet, Arthur Crane's dream began, lucid, terrifyingly real. He stood on a street corner he'd never seen, the air thick with the smell of rain on hot asphalt. A single street lamp flickered, casting long, writhing shadows. Arthur looked down at his hands. His, yet somehow not. He wore a dark gray suit he didn't own, a damp newspaper tucked under his arm. The date on it, August 11th, 2025. Dread crept up his spine. He knew something terrible was coming. He tried to move, to scream, but was frozen, powerless. Across the street, a bookstore, the final chapter. Headlights reflected in the shop window, growing brighter. A truck, horn blaring. He saw the driver's panicked eyes, the glint of metal, every detail etched in his mind. The dream didn't end with the impact, it lingered. He felt a shocking cold, as if life was snuffed out. He floated above, seeing his own body on the wet pavement. The blue truck stopped, lights illuminating the scene. Darkness swallowed everything, a profound, endless void. A whisper in the dark. His story was about to end. The dream was not chaos but a chilling prophecy. Arthur awoke. The nightmare burned into his memory. The line between dream and reality had blurred. Arthur woke with a gasp, heart pounding, drenched in cold sweat. The darkness of his bedroom felt suffocating, the dream's terror still clinging to him. The smell of rain, the blare of the horn, the sight of his own lifeless form, haunted him. Only the crash of a glass snapped him back to reality. Sunlight crept through the blinds. The world outside was waking up, oblivious. Arthur stared at his reflection. Same face, but something inside had changed. The dream felt more real than his own life. He remembered every detail, the bookstore, the date. He tried to dismiss it as stress, but the fear lingered. The date, August 11th, 2025, burned in his mind. A year away, yet it felt like a countdown. He moved through the morning in a daze, coffee forgotten, news unheard. The dream replayed relentlessly, a film he couldn't turn off. The sense of helplessness grew. Was it just a dream or a warning? He couldn't shake the feeling that fate was closing in. The ordinary world felt distant, unreal. Arthur's life had changed in a single night. He was haunted by a future he couldn't escape. The clock was ticking. He felt powerless. The prophecy had begun its slow march. Arthur was trapped between fear and fate. Months passed in a blur of routine and dread. Arthur tried to live normally, but the dream shadowed every moment. Small coincidences became ominous. A blue truck on the highway, the smell of rain, a suit in a shop window, identical to the one in his dream. He bought the suit, unsure if it was to control his fear or surrender to it. The suit hung in his closet, a silent omen. The echoes multiplied. A colleague named Driver, a bookstore called Final Chapter. Each new sign felt like another nail in his coffin. Arthur withdrew from friends and family, unable to explain his terror. Was he manifesting these connections, or was fate at work? He clung to rational explanations, but doubt gnawed at him. The line between dream and reality blurred further. He wondered if he was losing his mind, but deep down, he knew something was coming. The nightmare was becoming real. Arthur waited, powerless, for the prophecy to unfold. August 11th arrived. Arthur woke calm, hollowed by a year of dread. He called in sick, determined not to leave his apartment. He locked the doors, drew the curtains, and waited. Hours crawled by. Hope flickered. Maybe it was all in his head. Then a storm hit. Rain lashed the windows, power died. A frantic knock. His neighbor, Mrs. Gable, needed help with a burst pipe. Phones were dead. He had no choice but to help. They descended to the basement to shut off the water. Dread washed over him. He was leaving his sanctuary. Returning, he found the main entrance blocked by a fallen branch. The only exit, a side door into a rain-swept alley. The air was thick with the smell of rain on hot asphalt. He wore the gray suit, newspaper under his arm, a flickering street lamp overhead. Across the street, the Final Chapter bookstore. Every detail from his dream was real. Arthur realized he was stepping into his prophecy. Fate had found him, despite all his efforts. The nightmare was no longer just a dream, the final scene was set. Time slowed as Arthur stood on the street corner, a perfect replica of his dream. The gray suit, the newspaper, the flickering street lamp, every detail in place. He tried to move, to run, but was paralyzed by the same powerlessness as in his dream. He saw the reflection of headlights in the bookstore window, 2 points of light growing larger. He turned, saw the blue semi-truck barreling down the street. The horn blared, tires screeched, the driver's face a mask of panic. It was all happening exactly as foretold. In that final moment, Arthur felt wonder, not fear. Was it fate, a warning, or a story already written? The blinding white light consumed his vision, the roar of the engine filled his ears. Then, a sudden, shocking cold. A final, silent breath. Darkness. The prophecy was complete. Arthur's story ended, as it began, in a dream. The line between dream and destiny vanished. Only the mystery remained. Arthur Crane's story unsettles us, blurring the line between coincidence and prophecy. For centuries people have wondered, can dreams predict the future? Science says prophetic dreams are likely the brain connecting hidden dots, creating plausible futures from subconscious clues. Sometimes our minds notice patterns we consciously miss, weaving them into dreams that later seem prophetic. Statistically, with billions dreaming nightly, some dreams will match reality by chance. But chillingly specific cases like Arthur's defy easy explanation. How could he dream of a suit he didn't own, or a bookstore he'd never seen? Some suggest precognition, seeing the future in dreams. Mainstream science remains skeptical, but the question persists. Could time be less linear than we think, allowing glimpses beyond the present in sleep? Such mysteries challenge our understanding of reality. Arthur's dream is a haunting testament to questions science can't yet answer. The boundary between dream and destiny remains uncertain. The quest to understand dreams and consciousness is a final frontier. Science can map the brain, but the mind's inner universe remains mysterious. Researchers use advanced tools to study the dreaming brain, uncovering the neural choreography behind our nightly visions. Lucid dreaming, awareness within a dream, offers clues about self-awareness and reality. Some imagine future tech that could record dreams or share dreams, blurring the line between science and fiction. Institutes still investigate phenomena like premonitions, searching for patterns beyond chance. Skepticism remains, but the search continues. Stories like Arthur's remind us how much we don't know. Are we authors of our fate, or following a script already written? Is consciousness just brain chemistry or something more? The story of the man who dreamed his own death is more than a chilling tale. It's an invitation to wonder, to question, and to keep exploring the mind's uncharted territory. The mystery endures, waiting for us in the dark.